Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another presentation of the Mystic Racing League and its Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series presented by Pest Busters. For this week's running of the Sofa News 175 from Worldwide Technology Raceway in Gateway. I'm your host and producer tonight, Morgan Cook, alongside Gavin Grubbs, as we have been for most of the season, with cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. Now, Gavin, we've been talking about this racetrack. We have some Kentucky-esque feelings about it. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Worldwide Technology Raceway?
Well, this is a flat 1.25 mile racetrack, 11 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, 9 degrees in 3 and 4, egg-shaped oval, basically a shrunken flat Darlington. So if you take everything good about Darlington, take it away, that's Gateway.
That is the most incredible way that I've ever heard a racetrack described, and it's so apt because it races nothing like Darlington. The only thing is that it looks similar from above. That's about as close as you're going to get to that hallowed ground. This one would be better off probably as a swimming pool, but some drivers seem to enjoy it as they've qualified up front. Let's get down to your grid and figure out where your favorite driver is going to start the day. Starting on the pole, Ashton Crowder in the 44. River Hayes will start alongside in second. Third position tonight, Jacob Cochran in the 51. Zachary King will start out to his outside in the 4th spot. Fifth position for Anthony Marino Jr. in the 17. Jesse Whittington outside row 3 in 6th. 7th spot for Derek Jewett in the 45, alongside Christian Barnes in 8th. And your top 10, Gavin Hinson and Dustin Lewis.
Starting in P11 is Gray Walker, and Jonathan Ullman is in 12th. 13th position is Sean Merriman in the 18th, and Jonathan Giusseri in 14th. 15th, Caleb Hunt in that 19 truck with Dave Billings on his outside in 16th. 17th position, Steven Addison in the 81 and Reggie Kime in 18th. Row 10 is Gary Baldwin Jr. and Zach White rounds out the top 20.
21st tonight, Tyner Willing in the 36. Daytona Cross will start 22nd. 23rd for Adam Holston, 24th for Cody Anderson. They did not take times in this session. Harold Tucker III, I do not believe will touch the racetrack tonight. Jaden Walker, I believe will. He'll start 26th. And that is the end of your grid here this evening. Let's get track side here. Drivers already on the racetrack. And here is how it's going to look tonight. 140 laps up on the board. Pit road speed, 35 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it could be 45. Regardless, easy to speed here. Awkward pit road entry. Again, it's about basically the worst of every kind of racetrack you put together. You end up with Gateway here. 4 tire sets available. Fuel, 40 to 44 laps. I've heard 42. I've heard 43. Kind of somewhere in that number. Stage at 55 means as long as we go caution-free in that first stage, we will have to pit. And we're on the fixed setup as we have been for most of the season here. Now, Gavin, you talk about survival every week. Why does that play true, especially here tonight?
Well, I feel like this is a pretty hard place to pass. So if you survive, that means you're staying ahead of everyone behind you.
This is one of the more difficult racetracks to pass on. It's so flat, you have to set somebody up for at least a couple corners in advance to be able to get the run off. And I don't know if you make that pass off of turn 2 or you make that pass off of turn 4. Turn 2, obviously, the tighter corner, you'll probably have to shift up. We'll talk about that all night tonight. Turns 3 and 4, I don't know if you have to shift. You might want to. But even still, do you get the run off of the wider apex corner, or the wider radius corner, down the front stretch? We're going to find out tonight which end is fastest, who's better where, and where the passes are going to get made.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see. It's going to be really interesting for me because this is probably one of the tracks on the service I have the least amount of seat time at. So I am just as blind as a lot of you watching here tonight.
I would love to take all of the seat time I put on this racetrack and just give it to you so that I didn't have it anymore. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that. I have never excelled at this racetrack. I've always struggled here. Let's see if some drivers can figure it out. Off of turn number 4 for the first time today. Field in the hands of Barney. And into the restart zone, we're off in Gateway. Lap 1 will belong to Ashton Crowder. It's your top 4 single file out. Battle for 5th. Cochran, Whittington. Side by side down into 1. Whittington's going to lift and give the spot up. Drivers are already starting to scrap for positions, but realizing that you can't get hung out side by side or else you'll both get passed. And you got to fight for another spot back.
Yeah, everybody's really doing a good job. They're all filed in line right here. You mentioned survival right before the show, and I think everybody is taking that to heart, and that's something we haven't seen much of this year is everybody get organized at single file. But we got one guy here rolling the top.
That would be Gray Walker. Gets ahead of Barnes. Now you're single file all the way back to Hinson in 10th, who's trying to make a pass on that same Barnes teammate. Bobble a little bit on the bottom. Let's see what Hinson's doing from behind the wheel. There was the upshift. They're definitely shifting down in 3 and 4. How about 1 and 2? Yeah, you heard it right there. And then right about here, There it is. A long shift that time. So drivers certainly shifting on both ends of the racetrack here. What does shifting at this racetrack get you that you wouldn't have if you were not shifting here?
It's just that extra drive out of the corners, because when you were looking, their RPMs were dipping even below 5,000 at a couple points. After Crowder's pulling over to the inside, letting some guys by here. Let's check out what's going on.
F44 out of shape. Somebody, I think, had a problem. We'll go check out Gasheri and Ullman. As Crowder off of turn 4 had a moment.
Okay, here.
Did he maybe just pull out of line? He was having some wheel issues before the race.
Yeah, if he's having wheel issues, he might just be pulling out of line. That way he's not in a position that if something completely disconnects, he's going to cause a wreck, and we have some
Extracurriculars, Gasheri and Ullman.
looks like they're going to get it all worked out back here.
Thankfully for everyone around him. Caleb Punt almost got taken out in that. Cody Anderson fighting back here with Gary Baldwin Jr. This is the only side-by-side battle on the entire racetrack. Back here for 19.
Hey, it doesn't matter what position it's for. If you got a pass that you can make, you need to take it and get as much track as you can.
Oh, Zach White hanging it out. That thing was sideways.
And that's a risk of running those, of shifting at some places, that when you're in that lower gear in third, when you get back onto the throttle, it does want to come around on you. You have to be really easy before the shift to get the drive out of the corner pointed straight and not pointed towards the inside wall.
Yeah, it's easy right here. Getting back to gas, stomping on it to just get loose right on the X as it comes up over the hill, as you mentioned. Battle for third. Cochran trying to get around King. King is holding this group up substantially. Cork in the bottle is that. We've seen this a lot with the 50. He'll get out to a rocket launch of an early stint, and then it just falls off of a cliff, and everyone can't get by him fast enough.
Yeah, but if there's going to be one track that's not a terrible outcome at, it will be here, because we're looking. It is a one-groove racetrack, and if you can hold your line, even if you're a little bit slower than the guys behind you, they're going to have to run a suboptimal line to get around you, and you should be able to hold on to track position decently well.
Oh, he's going to get hit for his efforts, and he's going to go sideways.
What a save.
What a save is right.
I think we can count that as a save. He went off track and lost a lot of spots, but there's no damage on the truck.
I would agree. Great work.
Well, I was just saying how it's not too bad to be slower in front of people, but I was proved wrong.
Let's check it out here from high above. He just kind of came down.
Yeah.
Jewett filled the spot. And yeah, used that curb to his advantage. Lost, what, 6 spots there? Lewis had an issue, too. Let's see one more time what happened to Lewis. I think he just tried to avoid it. Played the conservative card.
Looking like right here. Got Merriman on his inside. He's just...
And there's the spin.
You see all that happen.
Oh, he drove into the back of the 27, and to try and avoid an accident, he bailed.
You know, early in the race, you know that stage caution's coming. You're going to get a pit stop at some point in this stage.
Will be.
So, I don't think it's too bad to be playing it safe this early.
And now, with that stage, as we have a battle now for 8, Barnes and Merriman, with the stage and the caution having to happen in the stage, or sorry, the pit stop having to happen in the stage somewhere, what do you think? Do you short pit here, put on some fresh tires? We've already fallen off 4/10 over 12 laps.
Well, we've seen 2 almost incidents anyway, so with the risk of there being a yellow flag, if you pit under green, you're probably going to go a lap down.
Right.
With
At least
this track being 1.25 miles, So I would just stay out as long as possible. Hope to get a caution. Hope to maybe trap a few guys that did pit a lap down. Throw those fresh tires on very late in the stage. Run the fuel run all the way out. Throw those fresh tires on. Stay out for the start of stage 2. Use that track position to your advantage.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to go green to the end of the stage. I don't know why. I don't know what tells me, but just my senses are telling me that we're going to go green to 40 or 55, so we're green to 55. And if that's the case, I would want to be in pit road earlier than my competitors. Try and use those fresh tires to my advantage. I'm probably going to pit around lap 30. Be where I would pit if I was banking on it going green. That way you really get to use those tires. You basically cut the run in half.
Yeah, but if you short pit at the caution, that's 2 sets of tires you've already used just in one stage of the race.
I would expect a lot of drivers to also take tires if you're pitting at 40 and you got to go to 55.
I don't know. I feel like you can baby him a little bit.
With four,
if your track
with 4 sets, I mean, I think you're okay because you'll have an extra set anyway. Even if you pit twice in the first stage, you still have an extra set to the end.
Yeah, it's just we've seen these races all year.
You're right.
Very chaotic.
How about 3 wide? You don't see that very often here.
Merriman's going to try to make it work. He went slightly below that yellow line there. I thought he was going to catch the curve, but he made it back up, so he's good.
I'll tell you what, those are 3 quality drivers to make that work, and none of them even got close to each other. I cannot express to you how difficult it is to run 3 wide here on any side of the racetrack and not make any kind of contact.
Yeah, that was really impressive between these guys here. Gray Walker did a good job making it work. I think he was leading that pack and ended up being able to defend on the top side, which is not really the line we've seen everyone running when they are single file. So really good defensive driving by him there. And one of the first times I feel like we've seen him this year.
It is. This is his debut here tonight, Gray Walker. I would want to be running the top here, I think. Oh, Jewett sailed it into the corner. I think he missed the braking zone just about gave Christian Barnes a ride. Sherry and Hunt fight each other. These two not happy after the Indy 500. Contact took out both of their days.
And I think that's a new paint scheme for Gia Sherry. He's usually driving a different looking car. We got the red and black going tonight.
Yeah, precision on that truck, which I find intriguing.
Merriman's going to try to make this pass here. I think he's going to be able to get him now.
Yeah, he got him.
Up the corner.
He got him. I think high in 3 and 4, low in 1 and 2 is probably going to be your recipe for success here this evening. So we got a battle for the lead. Marino Jr. is all over River Hayes right now. As Cochran
up here
in the distance.
And look there in 4th. Ashton Crowder drifted all the way back to almost outside of the top 10 there after what we expect to be sim equipment issues.
It was. That is confirmed.
He's back up in the top 5, running in 4th. Seems to be closing that gap to the leaders as well.
Well, when you're good, you're good. He's been the fastest truck on the racetrack for the last little while. Last time by about 0.2 faster than everybody in front of him. Baldwin and Cross mixing it up. Barnes and Hunt mixing it up. Barnes falling back here.
Yeah, he's usually a really good driver. I mean, he still is a really good driver, but sometimes very unique tracks like this, it seems like every field has 2 or 3 drivers that are usually running up front. Just the track will throw a monkey wrench at them sometimes, and this seems to be that track that's just maybe getting on Christian Barnes a little bit.
Yeah, this place is it's difficult to drive. I mean, it requires a lot of finesse, but also a decent amount of aggression, which is an interesting balance to make. Some drivers just struggle to hit that balance. It requires short track ability, right? Being smooth on the brakes, rolling the center, all of that, but also the ability to roll speed and make aggressive moves, 3 wide moves into corners like we saw earlier, to be able to defend, because it's so hard to pass here.
Yeah, and a lot of times, if you're somebody who's really good at, those long sweeping corners and high bank tracks, these sweeping corners like this somewhere like Worldwide Technology just kind of messes up your rhythm, and you have to use the entire practice session and oftentimes...
Oh, contact! Dustin
Oh.
Lewis inside wall. Caleb Hunt got loose off the corner and door checks the 8 into the inside wall. Let's go back one more time.
Setter.
You see, there was nothing that Lewis could do. There a bee in the car, and he catch the apron. And boom.
Boom.
Just nothing he can do.
Yeah. And that's going to be pretty heavy damage, I figure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that thing is mangled. Look at the left front. Torn right off. In fact, he's got a piece of sheet metal stuck in the sheet metal.
You don't see that every day.
You do not, and he is way off the pace.
I don't know if he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap, even if he doesn't pit here.
He is, we'll see, he is seconds off the pace right now. This lap, I think, is going to be the first clean one since he had the issue. Let's see if he's able to rotate. It's right there, that center rotation that's gone in the 8 car.
Yeah, I mean, you watch this 15 truck behind him. From center to the end of that corner, he's just so much faster and able to get around him here.
Yeah, Lewis is about a second slower than the leader right now.
Yeah, and there's still that pit stop between now and the stage. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer to take that fast repair now when you pit, and then...
I don't know if I would. I would probably just let it ride. Let's see how bad the damage is.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough to be a second off the pace.
We're going to have 2 stops within... we're going to have 2 stops within 15 laps of each other. I might just let it ride here. If it's really bad, take it at the stage. Because it's not a meatball. You don't have to take all of it now.
Yeah.
At least you can assess what the damage is. I want to point out, King, after that massive slide back to 17, this battle has been incredible. For 17, all the way back to 21st. These guys usually don't race all that close together. They cannot get away from each other. As King is really struggling right now.
Yeah, that truck's not doing what he wants it to do, and he was great in qualifying, which is what's intriguing to me. Is usually if you're going to be, running in this part of the pack, you're not going to have immediate qualifying speed like Zach King did. And
right.
He's just off.
I mean, you can set a fast lap here. This is a really good example of a racetrack, as you know, where you can destroy the right front tire to make speed in the short run. But if you even remotely think about running that same speed every single lap, you're going to end up just like King. Let's see how tight this car is right now.
Oh, he's not shifting either.
That's probably what it is. He has to slow down so much to not kill the right front tire, and he's not shifting that he's just going to be way... Yeah, is he clutching? He's trying to save fuel.
Trying to make it huge.
We're on the fuel save right now. Okay, Zachary King, we see you.
Okay.
Now, the problem
Everything
is...
that he said might be... We might have been lying to you guys.
Well, I mean, it's still true, though. It's still true
no,
you can't kill the
yeah.
right front, but King might not have done it in this case because of the half slide. Now, here's where the math gets interesting. He is currently running about a 1.1 seconds slower than your leader. He is only 12 seconds behind your leader. There will be a pit stop. If he is able to stay out, he should get a lead lap, no question, potentially enough to win the stage. It'll be tight for winning the stage, though. The problem is that if he runs out of fuel, he is going to lose so much time that this will destroy his race. So it's a gamble, but where he is right now, it's probably a gamble we're taking. You can save a lot of fuel here too, Gavin. The last race I was in here, I was on pace to save about 15 laps in just a regular fuel run. It's possible.
Yeah, 15 laps in a regular fuel run is exactly how much you're going to need to make it to the end of the stage, because I believe we did say the fuel window is
Yeah,
40 laps, correct?
42, somewhere in that area.
Stage at lap 55. If he does it, that's going to be really impressive.
For those keeping track with the scorecard at home, Crowder is up to third. In the top 3 cars within a second and a half of each other. Cochran back to fourth. Whittington still holding on to fifth. Then it's Hinson and Merriman, your top 7. Jewett, Walker, and Gasheri make up your top 10. Baldwin Jr. just had a spin onto the access road.
Is it back going?
I think this was
out here.
on his own spin. We'll see.
What it's looking like. If you have a bunch of front brake put into this truck, that's what it looks like. He just had a bunch of front brake and it just came around on him.
Yeah, on the downshift, looks like he hit it in a weird spot, didn't rev match properly, and around it goes. Cochran with the problem. On pit road, in fact. Remember when I said pitting at lap 30 was going to be the move? He was listening.
He was. And
As-
the top
go ahead.
is getting closer and closer to each other here.
And I think this is where King is going to get really scared. Because that's Gary Baldwin Jr. going a lap down under pace. Right? It's not a strategy call, so he won't get that lap back when the leaders pit. Meaning that if King does make a mistake, he won't be able to get his lap back if he does get trapped a lap down, which he more than likely will if the strategy fails.
Yeah.
And Crowder's there. Crowder was half a second faster last lap.
I mean, we've seen him trim 3 seconds off this deficit to the lead, and look at how much further he's able to charge into turn 3 there late in the run. It's like his tires aren't wearing near as fast as the others, and he's just as fast as them on the short run.
Yeah, pretty unreal how much of a revelation the 44 car has been since joining the Mystic Racing League. Of course, dominated the Charlotte 600, has run well in every other race he's been in. This is really the second time he's shown fastest car in the race type speed since he's joined us here in the Mystic Racing League. So it's going to be interesting to see if River Hayes, who has been one of the best drivers all year, I think that's pretty obvious to say, if Hayes can find a way to get the job done against Crowder.
Yeah, if anybody's going to be able to do it, I suspect it being River Hayes, but right now Crowder looks like he's in his own zip code compared to these guys.
The top 3 under a blanket right now. Closest battle on the racetrack, and it's not particularly close. Zachary King is right in front of these guys. He's the next car they're going to catch.
Let's see if he fights it all to stay on the lead lap, or if he's going to be really patient with his strategy and stay true to what he's planned on doing here.
So from looking at Cochran pitting, Cochran had 45 seconds on pit road. 14 of those were stopped. So let's say he lost probably about 32 seconds. The lap times for running here are about 35 seconds. Meaning, if the leaders pit here and get the fresher tires, I don't think King is going to be on the lead lap. I don't think he's going to lead anyway. I think that they will still win the stage against him.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe he gets a decent track position, gets up to the top 5, potentially top 5, hopefully, I think top 8 at worst.
Right.
And then he has an entire extra set of tires to work with.
True.
But are you going to use 4 sets of tires even over a 90-lap stretch?
I doubt it. He's really racing Whittington right now, I think King is. Less so the top 3, because King is, again, not that far in front. That's Zach White in the 77, as Lewis just on his hit pit road. So did Marino Jr. Now we're starting to have some drivers make their stops.
Yeah, this is closer to the window that I was suspecting here,
Hunt on pit road.
around lap 40. We're at lap 38. Crowder already has almost a second lead over River Hayes. In fact, it is a second now. I think Hayes might be on pit road.
I think Hayes is on the access road, yes. My question is, where does Cochran cycle out being the first on pit road? He's going to unlap himself from Hayes there. '51 rolls the top. We see Addison on pit road. Ullman's on pit road. Cochran passes King, which already tells you that King is in top shape because he just got passed by someone who did pit already for position.
Yeah, it is I would call it more of an experiment than a strategy at this point.
It has to be. I mean, he's got 15 more laps to go. I just don't see it working out for him. Marino Jr. and Hayes both took 2. They're out in front of Cochran.
Yeah, and as trucks start taking 2 tires, that's going to make this strategy even harder to pull off because they're going to be spending, that's 7 less seconds you're going to spend on pit road.
You're right. And Cochran will not be able to catch up. I mean, he's 4 seconds back of Marino. Cross and King battles. Cross will go right on by.
How about the gap back to second already to Whittington, which that gap was bigger than it was back to second and third position, but still, just watch how fast that gap's growing when you just look at the timing.
Well, I mean, Crowder is running 35.3s. Everyone else is in the 7s and 8s. I mean, it is absolutely a beatdown on the lap time chart right now. Sherry is on pit road.
Looks like he's going to take 4.
I just heard somebody, it was Zach White onto pit road. I heard some tires squealing, pushing it. Another driver who may be trying to save fuel is Christian Barnes.
And maybe he's just trying to save.
Yeah, he is. You can hear him clutching.
Yeah. And maybe he's not saving as aggressively as King. Maybe he's saving just enough that he can
just for the shorter
stop.
Yeah.
Just a splash of gas and get to the end. But I mean, there's only 8 to go in the stage, so
Crowder on pit road.
Here comes Crowder. You got to think these guys that have stayed out this long
Hinson, Merriman
are throwing everything they got at it to stay out here.
Yeah, Whittington still on track. Whittington might also be trying to save fuel. Let's see down here into 3. No, he's pitting this time.
Yeah, he's pitting this time. That's the thing, is how big this braking zone is. There is a lot of room to save gas if you start clutching.
Now Walker.
And don't use the brake at all.
Yeah, if you just float it in there, you can save so much fuel. I cannot explain how much slower you are. We're talking seconds a lap slower, but you save enough fuel. And if that's what it takes to get you to the end versus everybody else, it's well worth it.
And with that last stage being 90 laps, and we've seen this go
45
with no caution, you got to be thinking there's going to be a lot of guys try to one-stop it instead of two-stop it.
Yes, you are correct. Now, the interesting battle on the racetrack right now, Walker, if he doesn't pit, is 12 seconds in front of Crowder with only 11 to go. Can Crowder gain a second a lap enough to catch Walker if Walker doesn't choose to pit?
See why he couldn't, honestly, with as fast as he's been. But looking at the lap time right now, it doesn't seem like Walker's trying to save that hard. He's coming pit road right here.
Walker might be pitting here. Just couldn't get around Ullman. That's why the aggressive move on the backstretch. So that would mean that mathematically, I believe, as long as we stay green, Crowder will win the stage. Because Barnes only a couple seconds in front. That white truck behind him, that is Crowder.
Yeah, I'm looking at these times here. Barnes has a pretty big gap, and you said he hasn't pit yet.
Right.
So 5 laps, maybe 4. Yeah, 5 laps, including this one.
Oh, no,
He might
sorry.
be able
That
to
is
do it.
that's not Crowder. Crowder is
Carter's
further back. So he might be able to. Now that I see the correct gap, he is half a second slower per lap. Math says it's going to be like 0 when they get to the end of the stage.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job driving it off in there, not losing too much speed either.
Gap is about to be 5 seconds. And a few cars in between as well. You've got Dustin Lewis and Steve Addison who are trying to get their laps back. Right now,
Looks
not
like Lewis.
the leader.
And it looks like Lewis did take that fast repair looking at the truck.
And then he hit the wall again.
Not what you want to do.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
I don't know. It looks
The
like
left
that
front
fender's
looks
repaired.
mangled.
In better shape than it was, so maybe he just got a few seconds repaired.
Let's see from Addison's perspective if Lewis pulls by. Yeah, it's definitely still damaged.
Oh, yeah.
I think he just took a few seconds of repairs. Oh, on pit road is Christian Barnes. That
Yeah,
will
for
hand
him,
lead back to Crowder.
yeah, if you're Christian Barnes here, make sure that your tires are checked off, get just that splash of gas and make it to the end of the stage here.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose a lap. Looks like King not planning on pitting. I think his strategy's gonna, I'm not gonna say work because he's still in 9th, but
Yeah, I don't think it's
He'll
going
make
to
it to
net
the end.
him as much as he thought it would.
it still might be a net loss from where he was running before he started saving.
Yeah. Oh, Daytona
Oh, it's
Cross
right.
just crashed. The 0-0 on the inside of the racetrack, and he's going to tow, no caution. Oh, that was just about the break that King needed.
It was a good heads-up move by Cross to just go ahead and reset there. You don't want to bring out the caution.
Not at this
Sitting
stage.
there.
No,
Yeah, it was very sportsman-like move from him.
it was. And for
King's gonna
those
make it.
paying attention to strategies, oh, caution's out on the racetrack. Christian Barnes, potentially. Baldwin Jr., somebody went around. Caution is out.
Is it the stage?
Let's say it was 55.
I think it was 50. Or was it 55?
Let
It
me
was
check.
55. It was 55.
I
wasn't
saw 55, so
it? Okay, so
we're going to have to find out. Let's try
yeah,
Baldwin here.
it was 55. I was the one that was confused. It was not you. You are good. It was 55.
Normally, I'm the... Oh, it was Baldwin.
Yeah, I was Baldwin.
All right. 26 for a slide. Brings out our first caution of the day at lap 50. And Zachary King just won the lottery.
He might be able to pit for 4 here. If we go green,
There's the spin.
then a lot of people will pit at the stage, and he won't have to.
I don't even know if you worry about pitting here. If you could make it before, the caution laps are only going to help.
I'm just saying, if everyone else pits, try to flip it, but it looks
Yeah,
like everyone...
if everyone else
you wanna go
pits,
ahead and
you
pit
could
now.
pit as well and not lose anything. And he did in that game. I mean, he was in the teens
Yeah.
when he started the strategy. Now he's 9th, so it worked out. He's probably glad he didn't have to test it all the way and make sure he could actually make it on fuel. But all in all, worked out. Cochran will stay out, so will Merriman, Hinson, a few others also on the racetrack.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple wave around trucks right here.
Only a handful hit the pits. Hayes missed the box.
Looks like a few guys taking tires here. Seen those trucks go up on the jack.
I don't know, Gavin, if you've been on the sim recently, the last couple days in terms of running pit road. They changed how easy it is to speed on the pit lane.
I try not to speed on pit road. I'm pretty conservative on pit road, so I haven't gotten caught speeding in a long time, but I did see where they did update a few things about pit road.
I think now that the exploit is gone, we can talk about it a little bit more. You had the ability to go 1 kilometer an hour over the speed limit. So if the speed limit posted was 35, you could go 35 plus 1 kilometer over, which isn't a ton, but actually it's over 1 kilometer. It was a mile. It was 1.6 miles faster for whatever reason. You could go over. So you could effectively roll pit road just a little bit faster than your competitor. Now, did that help you? Sometimes on down pit road, you could maybe gain half a tenth, maybe a tenth, if you're able to roll it properly. And where it really helped was when you did caution pit stops and you had to roll off pit road to try and beat someone at the end of pit road. That little extra speed without speeding could end up getting you a spot. Now that is gone, anytime you go even 1/10 of a mile an hour over pit road speed at any point on pit road, you will trigger a speeding penalty potentially if you go over for long enough. So drivers have to be very, very careful to not speed because the margin for error is so much less than it was before.
I gotcha.
Bunch of updates though in this update. What was your favorite, Gavin, from this recent patch that iRacing put in?
I like the track map.
I should say.
I like the track map. It's nice. Nice to be able to see where the pace truck is if you're on pit road, taking damage.
Right. That is a big
you don't have to go scroll through on your relative or be that guy having to ask, hey, where's the pace car at?
Right. I like the fuel calculator. That's a fun one. Few quirks of how it works. Be interesting to see drivers figure it out, what all the numbers mean, how you can calculate it, how you can estimate, et cetera, interpolate, extrapolate, whatever. I also like, obviously, that new San Diego road course is really neat. Watched Ashton Crowder run some laps on it the other day. A lot of fun. Looks like it's going to be a great racetrack for drivers to do battle on, whether it be in the Mystic Racing League or anywhere on the service. There will be many laps turned at that street course, I imagine. And as some drivers, I was talking with some drivers, they were telling me that it really drives like two different road courses. The first half, very street course-esque, right? It's tight. You got one line, no mistakes to be made. The second half, quite wide open, sweeping, multiple lines available. Be interesting to see how drivers are able to do battle in San Diego.
We're doing battle in St. Louis right now, Morgan.
We sure
for the stage.
Yeah, we got a one-lap dash to the stage. How about that? Cochran, Hinson get the jump. Merriman to the outside of Hinson. It looks like as long as Cochran can get through turn 2 cleanly, looking pretty good for the stage 1 win.
Look at this mess behind him here. 3 wide down the backstretch.
Mess is right. Ullman in the middle. Gonna fight alongside King. Contact. He missed the corner. And there goes King for the second time today. Back in front of traffic, and we got a parking lot.
Not good.
Down in turn 3. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that was Gray.
That was a massive hit for Gray. Oh boy.
Wow.
And that was all started by the 34. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, I don't think the strategy worked for King anymore.
No, I mean, it was looking really good. It was going to be top 10 in the stage, and then contact here, and he just couldn't bring it back. Clipped a few cars going by. Oh, man.
Was that Merriman that T-boned him there?
I think it was Gasheri.
Gasheri.
I
Gotcha.
think it was the 1. Oh, no, he was way up here. Wasn't the 1. Was it maybe the 15?
It was a red and black
Yeah, it
car.
was the 15.
That's all I know.
It was the 15. Yeah, let's go check it out here. Boom. Got him. 24 couldn't save it. 8 couldn't save it. A lot of drivers.
24 able to make it back around. Okay, his motor isn't completely blown. He's
And Dustin Lewis, remember, just took the fast, or not the fast spare, but already had the damage to fix, and that left front is killed. You can see it from here. Not supposed to point in that direction.
Yeah, if he wasn't going to take the fast repair, I think he's going to take it now. Because that steering wheel's not even pointed straight.
Yeah, let's try it one more time here for the 8.
Not even the truck was pointed straight there.
No. They're, yeah, 3 wide in front of him. See, this is from Lewis. See the 34 sail it off into the corner.
It up a little bit, yeah.
And then more contact, Hunt to King, and then just barely got clipped. A pretty hard lick on the left front. That was a pretty big shot.
And from Ullman's perspective there, just to give him a little bit of, you know, explanation of probably what happened. These high brake zone, like where you're really heavy on the brakes, it's easy to lock it up. And when you're trying to not lock it up, especially in heavy traffic, sometimes you just get too tight and end up getting into somebody on your outside.
And beyond that, cold tires too. We just pit. That was the second corner after pitting. So, I mean, it is going to happen sometimes where you ship it off into a corner and you think you have more grip than you do. You get to the corner, realize you start sliding. You can't really add more brake because you're just going to push more up the racetrack. You can't throttle up because you're gonna wipe everybody out. So you're just kind of left with letting it roll. Hope you don't make too hard a contact with the car on the outside. Unfortunately, it was just in the wrong spot, just hard enough to get King sideways. And then King almost had it saved. If he would have been able to keep it on the grass, it would have been okay, but it snapped back to the right in front of traffic, and of course they were 2 and 3 wide behind him, and melee ensued. So caution number 2, the stage caution, also for cause.
So does that make Merriman and the 18 truck our stage winner,
I'm pretty sure it was Cochran.
Okay, Cochran.
Because we're at 58, right? So
yeah. So
when they wrecked off of 4, when they wreck off of 4, that was the stage, I think. So Cochran should be the winner. Caution is extended for the moment. Race control technical issues. Can't see what's happening. I believe we're going to choose here potentially.
That's what it looks like.
Appreciate the kind words, Mr. Wasaki. Unfortunate out on the racetrack, though, Doug. Would love to see that 11 out here turning laps. In the racetrack voted most likely to become a swimming pool. We've really gone on a run of racetracks recently, hey? We had the world's fastest parking lot, world's fastest warehouse district, world's fastest swimming pool.
I'm just scared to know what's next.
Yeah, what is now? I can't keep coming up with nicknames. I mean, we're gonna start. We're gonna really start something here. If I gotta give a nickname to every racetrack, world's fastest blank.
World's fastest Buc-ee's. They're building Buc-ee's gas stations everywhere.
Yeah. What's next week? Let's have a look. Well, we have a moment at our schedule. I believe we're still. Yes, we are still 1 to green here, or we're still pacing, I should say. Let's check out our schedule. Lime Rock. What would Lime Rock be? And then the fairgrounds, the street course in Chicago, little dirt racing action, IRP in Richmond to round out the month of July.
I'm not much of a road course guy, so it's hard to get excited for Lime Rock, but I'm looking at that Nashville Fairgrounds race here in 2 weeks, and I am so excited. Well, 2 races, July 1st.
Lime Rock is a great racetrack, but we'll talk more about that when we come back from commercial. Be back in just a few.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish! Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right.
Welcome back into the restart zone. Extended caution is over, and we're back racing here in Gateway. Field's been mixed up, tossed and turned like a nice fresh garden salad. Merriman out front, Marino right behind him, then Cochran, your top three.
Yeah, good mix of trucks up here. Probably going to give us some really good racing here to kick this stage off. Ashton Crowder been the fastest truck all day. He's all the way back outside the top 15, so it's going to be really fun to watch him work through the field because if anyone's capable, I know he is, but Marino throwing it in there for the lead right here.
Marino was not far off the pace of the 44. So I think if he can get out and get to a big enough lead, it could be difficult for Crowder to catch him.
Yeah, these guys racing right here around him aren't going to make it easy to get away, but I don't think he's going to care.
Merriman got tight there.
Yeah, that's going to let Marino get a huge run down the straightaway. And then Sam Cochran go side by side for second. Marino's loving what he's seeing now.
Can the
these guys
51 clear? No, we can't clear off the corner. He got close. Oh, he is clear. He is clear.
Just like that, we're single file.
Single file for most of the field, back to 10th place. Lewis trying to get some. Get around Derek Jewett.
He's got that truck patched up, repaired, fully healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, that 8 has been in some stuff today. Gasheri and Hinson fight each other. .39 trying to get around the 1.
New paint scheme Gavin Henson's been running the last few weeks.
Both those drivers do paint scheme.
Really, I just was going to comment on how much I liked the look of this 39 truck recently. Colors really pop. I bet it's going to look really good when we're racing under the lights eventually.
Yeah, night race would look good with that gradient kind of sunset scheme. Not sure what exactly he's going for there, but if it's sunset, I think he nailed it. And don't look now, but
I like it.
Got a battle for the lead here.
It's fast.
Both these guys are fast.
They are. There's a reason they're 1-2.
I would agree. I would agree. Battle for 9th as well. Lewis on the march.
Yeah, well, River Hayes can get through traffic. We saw him lead a bunch early.
We did. Yeah, Hayes back to 11th right now.
Yeah, this field is turned upside down.
It is. Yeah, cars that have been up at the front all day are just mixed throughout. Marino and Cochran obviously have been quick all day. We saw Whittington
Hold on
be
to it.
fast. Whittington's back in 12th. Crowder obviously was very fast. He's 14th. Hayes has been great. He's in 11th right now. So of the fast 5, 2 leading, 3 outside the top 10.
Thing is, these trucks sprinkled throughout between them aren't exactly slow guys. These are guys that we always see in the top 10, and guys we know how to drive. They're not going to be easy to get around,
Couple teammates.
especially here.
And also the tires are pretty fresh. We're only 11 laps into the run, so and a lot of those were under pacing. So as Hinson, we got quite the battle up here. Let's keep our eyes focused on this one. Oh, Gasheri sailed it off into the corner and clipped Merriman, and then got hit for his effort. That should have been a caution. If those drivers had a smidge less talent, that would have been a big accident.
Yeah, there was a lot of talent and a lot of patience involved in keeping all these trucks pointed the right direction and not getting any damage out of it.
Yeah, the one just kind of missed the corner, was trying to do the aggressive entry and then slow center and then aggressive exit, where the 18 was trying to hustle the center and ended up making contact in the middle.
Good job checking up by everybody.
It was. Gray Walker could have cleaned out Sean Merriman, thought better of it. That was a great move to not make it worse.
Really good. And you gotta wonder, with how much green flag racing we have seen and the stage caution getting extended for race control having some technical issues, is this now a one-stop race instead of a two-stop race?
With all of the extra pace laps, yes.
I was wondering if it was going to be one of those where it's still cutting it close, or if it is.
No, we should be pretty safely a one-stopper. I think by maybe 2 or 3 laps we're a one-stopper. You might still want to save a little bit of fuel if you can. I don't think Cochran's saving fuel right now.
We are no stranger to overtime here.
That's true. That's true.
And that can get really interesting.
Look how much faster Cochran rolls the center, but has to lift, and 17 just goes bye-bye on the exit.
And with how flat this track is, you can't exactly just roll the top on him until the tires get pretty well worn. So right now it's just a game of patience and either waiting on a mistake or waiting on your tires to have an advantage.
Merriman is struggling after the half spin.
Yeah, you get these tires heated up, and the amount of wheel you have to put into it and the amount of brake, it's going to be hard to get them cooled off.
I'm surprised, though, that he's not struggling with rear grip. It seems to be right front turn that this car's having issues with. Let's ride on board. Watch the steering wheel. It'll tell us everything we need to know. Might be a tick free. But right here, it seems like he's putting a lot of wheel in it. But once he touches the pedal, it's back to the right.
Watching the way he was driving the truck, especially working the wheel, these trucks are on edge, all of them, I believe.
These guys aren't slouches out here tonight, that's for sure. No one's getting a free ride this evening.
No, everybody here is good, and they're here for a reason. If the truck's really easy to drive, you're probably not driving it hard enough.
Well, if it's really easy to drive, you can look back at some of the races that have been pack-style races that we had 12 cautions in. Because everyone is able to put the car wherever they want to. It makes everyone think that they're, the best driver on the racetrack. You end up making a lot of mistakes that you normally wouldn't make if you're respecting what the car can and can't do.
You're right.
Crowder around Gasheri. King really shifted in there. Crossed over.
You mentioned fastest driver on the racetrack. I'm going to be interested to watch the gap that the 44 can close up on between him and the cars in front of him right here in these next few laps, how fast he's able to cut into this lead.
Right now, fastest car on the racetrack is Marino Jr. Cochran right on top of the lap times, clean air paying dividends. Next fastest car is Ashton Crowder. Merriman in that group as well. They're all about the same lap time.
Yeah, but it did seem it was late in the run when Ashton Crowder, it just seems his truck never fell off.
Right. He was able to run those 35 2s and 3s the whole time.
Exactly.
Everyone else fell off to 7s and 8s, so he was half a second, 6/10 faster. And the same thing happened at the Charlotte 600. He was okay in the first part of the run. But you get down to the end of the run, and he's legging it out by like half a second a lap. And you go, what happened? Where'd the speed come from? He just didn't fall off.
Yep.
Fifth spot's pretty heavily contested. Jewett trying to hang on over Hayes and Lewis. Lewis goes way outside.
I like what Hayes was able to do there. He was able to wrap the bottom and really have most of his bumper in clean air, and that's going to help him get around both these trucks here if he can keep the 8 truck behind him and not inside of him.
Oh, like the 8 trying to follow right in the tire tracks. 82 will make contact with Jewett up off of turn 4. But couldn't get back to power. Jewett will drive right back by him. Hayes to 5th, Jewett 6th. Here comes Gray Walker. Oh, Lewis barely cleared for 7th. Battles further back to 14th. Kasheri following back quickly.
Let's watch Whittington right here because he was one of the few fast trucks earlier in the race. I mean, he was running top 5 most of the first stage. He's just slower getting back through traffic. I think he's going to be fine in clean air by the end of the run. It's just he's at such a disadvantage on track position right now.
He's the one who hasn't been able to work through the field. You mentioned Hayes, you mentioned Crowder. Oh, Gasheri got him.
Oh.
Well, that's going to hurt. Oh, man. Caution's out. Yeah, that is definitely going to make getting back through traffic a lot more difficult. Whittington has to tow. I think he lost the magic smoke. Now it's a one-stopper, no question.
It's definitely a one-stopper from here.
Yeah, 230 lap runs get you to the end.
And if you're one of these guys on old tires, with how hard it is to pass here, do you stay out for the track position, short pit the last run, or do you just go ahead and take 4 here and take 4 in 30 laps?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Because
I think if you're struggling for track position, you stay out. If you're one of the faster trucks, I think you could probably pit for the tires and be aggressive because you know you can get it back. But if you're struggling to pass now,
just wow, what a hit for both these guys.
Especially the 94. Just a case of Gasheri got loose. I mean, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't intentional. He just, that car's, oh man, that thing is destroyed. He just got loose off of 2, probably with the downshift getting back to gas, whatever the case was. And as soon as he went back to gas, pitched left and just hooked and spun.
Well, it's like Crowder stayed out at least, but I think just about everyone else. Okay, Cochran,
Lewis, and Crowder stay out. Everyone else on pit road.
So 3 of the guys that have been able to pass are the ones that stay out.
Yeah, we've seen Lewis work through the field after his issues early in the race. Crowder obviously has passed many cars with the tech issues he's had, and Cochran on the strategy was able to pass cars with the fresher tires. This will be a good barometer, see how good those top 2 are against Crowder.
Yeah, and I understand why Crowder doesn't pick is like you've said, he just doesn't fall off on long runs, so why lose track position when you don't have to?
Yeah, tires are just a suggestion for him.
He's like Lightning McQueen.
It's just gas. Although, I think that if it came down to it, he would take tires if he had to. I don't think he's quite that stubborn, but They'll take the top here. That will
And
make
you just
things
did.
interesting.
And you gave the 44 truck clean air, guys.
You did. Silly goose.
I feel like that might be a decision that comes back to bite these guys up front.
Do remember that the 8 and 51 are teammates as well.
Yes.
So I would almost guarantee, as the car flies in the background, I don't know if you noticed that or not, I would almost guarantee that there will be some sort of countdown in the box. Should get both clear by turn 1. If it doesn't, they're in trouble. We got under 60 laps remaining here in the Sofa News 175 from Worldwide Technology Raceway in Gateway. Or as the hardcore NASCAR fans call it, Gateway. Into the start zone. Green flag is out. Cochran did not get clear of the 44. Can Crowder roll the top side? Door to door. And the 44 is going to take the lead away on the outside. What a move. Cochran to the corner. Made Crowder think about it. Marino trying to stick his nose in as well. Up off of 4. Cochran loose, 3 wide behind him. We got Lewis in the middle. I don't like the way this is looking. Hayes squeaks by. Hinson squeaks by. Oh, King hard into the outside wall. Zachary King just nosed into the fence. Billings got him as well. That's going to be day over. Not quite for Zachary King. No, he didn't use a fast sprint before, but oh my goodness. What a devastating hit. I don't know what happened to King. He just drove it into the corner, too much rear brake, and it just snapped it. Oh, man. Big hit. Billings nowhere to go, right into the nose. On board here with King. So this is King. Yeah, as soon as he hit the brake pedal, it just jumped sideways and could not save it. What a monster hit for King. He was up in the top 5, having a great run. Just went away from him. Gavin, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, that looked rough. I disconnected there for a second, and I joined back to see a very crashed 50 car.
Yeah, it has not been Zachary King's day today.
No, and this has been a race of technical difficulties. We've had race control with issues, Ashton Crowder with issues, and your color commentator, his internet went down for a few minutes there.
Well, one person in this booth has not had technical issues in the last hour. Let's hope that continues. Had my issues earlier today, in fact. Power went out. Big storms in the area.
Just another reason that this track needs to be a swimming pool.
You're right.
You can't even keep the booth running.
Yeah, just brutal. It's clearly Gateway's fault.
It is Gateway. You would think a track called Worldwide Technology wouldn't have so many technical difficulties.
You would think. You would think. Yeah, see a comment from Jesse Whittington in the chat. Obviously, Whittington out of the race. Yeah, unfortunate. Saved a lot of tire. Did the 94, but ended up getting caught up in the accident with Kasheri. Will end his night. Did have a fast repair, didn't like to use it, but hopefully Whittington will stick around here. He's getting better. We're seeing some speed out of the 94. I mean, obviously ran top 4 here tonight. Thought he could have competed for a podium with the right strategy and circumstances, just not to be tonight.
Oh, and it looks like a bunch of cars down on pit road right now. Or just a handful, just a few.
There's a smattering.
Might be some lap down cars.
Yeah, cars on pit road. Looks like Addison, Billings, King, Holston. Holston, who is 73 laps down.
He's
doing
going.
the shades of Zachary King and Gavin Hinson. I believe he missed the start. He was able to get logged into the session in time to race, but he did not take the green. He only got on the racetrack 15 laps ago. At this rate, though, he still should be able. It'll be tight to get to Daytona Cross, but it's possible.
At that one point, yeah, that will matter in some way, shape, or form.
Probably will. Marino Jr. and Crowder on the front row. Cochran and Hayes in row 2. Marino Jr. on the jump. Remember, Crowder and Cochran still on the older tires.
See how that looks for him right here.
Marino Jr. just out and away. 17. Hit the gone button. As Hayes with a power move, top to bottom. Off the front bumper of the 51.
Gonna be able to. No, not clearing.
Yeah, Hayes not quite enough power to get around the 44. 44 will take it back into 1 with the lead. Now the dive to the inside, slide job.
He just stays on the bottom.
Yeah, clear him. My goodness. A lot of speed in the 82 to roll the bottom like that. Now can Hinson get around Ashton Crowder? Gonna try the high side.
Way. Yeah, Crowder is not loving what he's seeing right now, but he hasn't pit yet, so he's gonna be on a different strategy here in a little bit. He's gonna be on the chasing end of this, where he's gonna be trying to run them down on fresher tires.
We've only got about 10 laps, right? Until maybe call it 12, 15 laps until you have to pit if you're the 44, if you're the 51, if you're the 8. And then you're on the right side of the tire strategy. Everyone else has to pit still to the end. Still not looking, it's not looking too bad.
No, I don't think it's that bad of an idea.
Field starting to spread out a little bit. Reno Jr. About a quarter second ahead of Hayes.
Yeah, and I think if you're one of these guys that's on fresh tires right now, when you take that pit stop to the end, since it will be a shorter run for you, just take 2.
That could work. Especially if you're fighting the car not turning. 2 will work. I mean, 2 left sides could work if you're fighting the car being very loose, but I don't think that's going to be the move here tonight with how fast the cornering speeds are into the corner.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be late enough in the run that taking 2 is going to work out better.
That could mitigate the loss.
Yeah, because I think 4 tires isn't going to be able to make up that difference in just 20 or so laps.
No.
And with those extra caution laps, you're looking at that last run being maybe closer to 15 laps than 20.
Yeah, strategy went from looking like it was going to be green all the way through this one other than the stage to interesting fuel mileage.
I like a strategy race. They're fun.
Yeah, right about that.
What isn't super fun is single file all the way through.
I was just going to say Gateway.
Having fun.
Woolman and Addison scrapping for 14th.
Yeah, they're having fun battling side by side here for a little bit anyway.
Potentially. Could be mad. It's hard to say.
If you're getting to be on iRacing, you should be having fun.
The way to look at it. Way to look at it. If only that was the case.
That's fair.
Walker and Lewis. This is 4 in the 9th spot. The 24 has quickly moved to the field. He's got the freshest tires on the racetrack. Oh, Lewis into the wall. Cochran also on those very old tires in the 51. Have to imagine we're pitting here in 10 laps, if not less. Cochran and Lewis.
Ray Walker there really was able to arc down that corner and just drive across the rear of the 51 to get a great run down the back straightaway. Look at how much more speed he can carry on those new tires. Great visualization right there, because both these trucks are fast, so we know the tires are the difference here, and really not a huge difference in pace between the two drivers tonight.
Battle for the lead. Hayes gets around Marino.
Hayes led to start this race. Let's see if he can lead here towards the end.
And these drivers probably, if they're going to split it in half, 10, 15 laps until they pit again.
Yeah, do you split it in half, or do you run it as long as you can and just take a splash and go?
Again, I think if you're in this top 4, you're putting it halfway in the stage. If you're anyone else on the strategy, run it out all the way, as far as it'll go, every last drop, even though stuff in the frame rails. Burn it all. Hope for a caution. This is an awkward pit road to get onto. You got to use the access road. We've seen that all day. We've seen drivers break loose, have mistakes on their own or in traffic. You see a caution at any point.
You are correct.
You can just hear the downshift, which I think is just fascinating. How aggressive it is. Jewett's under fire for Merriman. This is for 6th. There goes Merriman.
Spot right outside the top 5. Merriman's going to take it. He's not chipped down. We're under caution.
Caution's out. Cochran is the caution. Oh, and Lewis.
Ooh.
That's odd. Wouldn't be the first time C4 drivers have wrecked each other.
Let's see what's going to happen here. Cochran's
he's going to pit and just downshifted onto pit road off in the dirt. I don't know why that was a caution. That can't be it. There's got to be more to this. Was it Billings, maybe? There's no way that was the caution.
I'm perplexed.
I am also perplexed. Wasn't Billings. Kime? Oh, it was the 15.
Oh.
There it is.
That's a lot of damage.
Cody Anderson. So Cochran and Lewis bailed off of the pit stop because of the caution.
Gotcha. Let's ride along here. Got the 81 to his outside.
Yeah, just a case of not clear. Try one more time here from a camera that works.
This is on the front stretch, I believe. The contact was out of 2.
It was. From high above. 81's to the outside. 15 just keeps coming up, up, up. 81's down a little bit as well, but regardless, caution comes out. And that
it
changes things a little bit.
Yeah, the 15 was really close to the 81, and the 81 cut back down just a tiny bit to keep it off the wall, and 15 just didn't give him the room to be able to do that.
Right. Well, who didn't want to see this was the 51 and the 8. This killed their strategy. Everyone except for Addison hit pit road that time. We can make it to the end on fuel. Now it's just a heads-up race for 40 laps.
Gonna be fun here. Take the strategy, throw it out the window. This is all about speed and tire preservation here for this run.
The only rub is you have to clear Addison. If you're Hayes, if you're Barnes, and if you're Merriman, you gotta get around Addison. Because we're not sure exactly where the 81's going to be in turn 1. Will he be right on the bottom? Will he slide up in the center? Does the 17 get around him before the corner and sail off into the sunset? Marino's been fast all day. The 81 is the variable in this restart because of the older tires and because he is the control car.
And you cannot beat the control car to the line if you're here on fresh tires like Marino is.
You just can't jump first. You can beat him to the line. You have to jump first.
You can't. I
You
got
can't
you.
jump first.
I got you.
Into the start zone. Going to wait till the very end of it. Oh, that was... I think restart will be under review. As we have a gaggle into turn number 1.
Wow.
81 goes way high on the racetrack. 4 have gotten around him. Can Crowder get around him? Yes. Jewett's going to try the bottom. It'll be 3 wide into turn number 3. Clear. 81 backing up in a hurry. Got the beepers on.
Yeah, that is a decision that he made. Do that. That is interesting why he would stay out there. You can't make it to the end. You don't have to pit, so.
Just got to try something at that point, right?
Yeah, try something.
Only way to get experience is to try. Walker under fire from Crowder. And confirm restart is good.
And that's what you don't want to see if you're these guys in the top 5s, that 44 truck behind you, because of how much speed he has on the long run. You have to get very far away from him early if you want any chance of holding him off late.
And this will be an entire run.
Yeah, and he was insanely fast towards the end of the run, a half a second a lap faster.
Pretty spicy.
And he knows that, so he's not going to push early. He's just going to run just fast enough where he's not in trouble.
Yeah, if he's within, I don't know, 3 seconds of the leader, and we're at lap 20, I think the leader's going to have to start to worry.
A lot of trucks to pass. 5 trucks is not going to be easy to pass here.
Now, this will take everything he's got to get it done, but I think if there's a driver in the field that could do it, it's probably going to be the 44. The battle for the lead rages on. Moreno Jr. trying to hold off Hayes. And Hinson lurking in third with teammate behind him.
Everybody's doing a really good job right now. Just keeping it steady. Don't slow each other down. I honestly feel like you're all racing against the 44 at this point. You're not racing each other, really.
One of those field versus driver sort of things. Moreno Jr. is loose on the outside. As Hayes controls the bottom of the racetrack. Drag race. Marino that time would have beat him at the stripe. Now into the tighter turns 1 and 2. Marino way high on the racetrack. He's going to slide in behind Hayes. Can he cross him over? No. Hayes will
like
take
that
the
line.
spot. Oh, boy, we almost had a crash. Merriman and Jewett just about tangled and did the tango down in the backstretch grass off of turn number 2.
Cochran got tight there. He back out into Merriman there in turn 3.
Everyone's struggling up here. Marino Jr. had a moment off of 4. Hinson's going to get around him easily. And now Barnes going to try and get the dive done. Marino Jr. is loose. Look at that car dog tracking. Wow. Let's watch the hands. This is Marino Jr.
Yeah, he looks loose even on entry there. keeping it in 4th gear.
Yeah, right here. I think he has to because the tires, he's not turning, just sliding. Lewis and Hunt. This for 10th. Gotta give Kayla, oh my goodness, Cochran. Wow. Let's watch the hands on this one.
It almost looks tight right there, so let's check it out here in 1 and 2 where the highlight happened.
Maybe a push loose situation. He's got a lot of wheel in it in the center, and it just.
Yeah, it just seems tight around.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a vehicle like that on here that's pushing, plowing, whatever you want to call it in the corner, and then it breaks loose on exit, that's one of the hardest things to fight because you have so much wheel in it.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out from under you, you have to correct it so hard.
Oh, 17 got help. Let's keep an eye on this battle.
17. There's the 24 Gray Walker. Inside Christian Martin's not able to carry enough momentum. And here he comes, guys. Ashton Crowder starting to make passes.
25 laps to go. Cracks into the top 6. Now top 5 once he gets around Gray.
He's gonna fight him here. He's gonna do a good job.
Have to, right? We're at the end of the race.
Yeah, you gotta hold as much momentum as you can here. Around the top side, don't let him clear you.
Crowder will, I think, he didn't clear that time, almost.
He just ran out of room there. The 24 touched the wall, but
Yeah, Walker
not
put
even
it
enough to slow
on
his
the
momentum
line right now. I mean, that thing was on the wall, up off the corner. Careful. Oh, boy. Drag race even at the line. Photo finish if that was for the win. Could you imagine? At this place?
No kid. But yeah, we've seen some good racing.
Oh, my goodness. Just saw the 8 off the corner. How did he not get the inside wall? What the heck?
I'm gonna have to take it. I'm not gonna believe this till I see it. So he was pointed at the wall.
He was trying to be one with the wall. Trying to get the run off the corner, got loose. Uh-oh. And then just drove it away from the fence.
I guess that wall doesn't jet out as far as it looks like it does from the other angle. But still, that was a great save there. And in the meantime, the 44 truck has picked off one, going for 2 spots here, trying to get up in the top 4.
Yeah, Marino Jr. has started to hit the wall of what his tires can handle. Took 2 tires as well, and he's starting to pay for it. That's how he cycled to the front, was on the 2-tire call. You can see how loose he is. The white gloves, his hands are moving and shaking in there. He probably needs a caution to be able to get back into this thing.
Yeah, his tires hit the wall of what they're capable of handling, and in turn, that truck's going to start hitting the wall.
Well, I mean, the good news, if we get down to the end of this thing, 2 right side tires will work for 15 laps. Well, maybe more like 10. 8 to 10 is what he was fast on. 40 laps, that's a little ambitious.
Yes.
Anderson. Oh, there goes Anderson around. Caution should be coming out here.
Well, single car spin. Nobody's hit anything.
No, he's just going to
back it up onto the access road.
Maybe.
There he goes, pulling it.
There we go. All right. Let's see what caused that. That was a nice, is that a 4-point turn? Something like that?
Trying to get that parallel parking part of his driver's test down here.
Yeah, doing it well. Yeah, just a case of downshift in a bad spot, loose into the corner, around a win. No harm, no foul there.
Yeah, I think he had too much wheel in it when he downshifted. And
Yeah.
revs got too high and just
Thought maybe
ripped
the 15
out of
helped
his
him,
hand,
but that
basically.
clearly was not the case.
Hunt and Merriman side by side here. Battle for ninth.
You know who's really impressing me is Caleb Hunt.
He's having a good night tonight.
Really good night.
Which there's been several races where he's been pretty fast. It just seems he's had a lot of bad luck. He's had a lot of things just not fall his way. Been a lot of wrecks right in front of him or that he's been in and just hasn't been able to avoid. We're looking at a race that's been relatively clean, and he's in the top 10.
I mean, top 5 in one of the races last week. He needed that so badly. Dog tracking it off of 4, but still able to make speed.
Is he one of those guys that was a 2-tire stop, or is he just that loose
No,
late?
he's 4 tires. The only driver on 2 tires is Marino. Everyone else took 4.
Gotcha.
Time might have taken 2 or fuel only, not really sure.
Well, you said 3 seconds was going to be the gap if Crowder wanted to be able to win this thing. He is at 1.8 seconds with 20 to go. That is ideal for the 44 truck.
If he can get around Barnes this lap and Hinson within the next 2, River Hayes is probably feeling nervous considering lap traffic is being approached. But you got to get around the 27 quickly and the 39 as well. And we talk about it all year, and every time we do WWT broadcast, there's the clear. Is how Hinson is so hard to pass.
He is. And with it being for a podium position, a P2 at that.
Oh, Marino. The tire marks on the racetrack.
See how aggressive Hinson gets here.
This 17 is must-see TV right now. Watch this exit.
Ooh.
Into the wall now. Is Gray going to try and get around him? 3 wide. Uh-oh.
He wants a 2-for-1 here. This long sweeping corner. They're trying to get the power down. I think Cochran might end up being in the best position here.
Drag
Still dead
race.
even.
Crowder did get around Hinson that lap.
Yeah, River Hayes, you better go, buddy. You better run.
You better run.
An awesome battle right here.
I don't know what it is this year, Gavin, about racetracks that are usually at the bottom of the list for any kind of excitement factor. Probably the 2 worst tracks on the service in terms of ovals have put on 2 of the best races of the Truck Series season.
You know, that might come down to this. Tracks that oftentimes are frustrating to race are frustrating for everyone, and that generates mistakes, which generates action. And we're seeing a lot of action here because I think there's a lot of margin and a lot of area to make mistakes here, and that's what's creating these, you know, side-by-side battles or these runs where a car's coming from multiple seconds back to close in on the leader instead of just everyone falling in line and hammering down because the truck's doing exactly what you know it's going to do every lap.
That's a really good point. The other thing I think, too, is that high tire wear is that this racetrack, we have massive fall off. We're talking 1.3 seconds of fall off here. Makes it so that, you know, you can't push hard the whole time. You have to take it easy, figure out where you're going to be fastest. Crowder's under a second away now.
Yeah, 15 laps. River Hayes is... I feel like he probably is begging for a caution, so everyone takes tires, and it evens this field back out.
Possibly.
I would almost feel better if everyone just came down pit road right now. If I was River Hayes, then I would feel holding it out like it is. But that lap, the gap's pretty even still, right out a second.
Marino is still sideways every lap. The car control of the 17s is incredible.
say too is just props to him for being able to hold on so well. And I'm noticing where that gap gets closed a lot is in turns 3 and 4 and down the front stretch. 1 and 2 and down the back stretch, River Hayes is able to hold his lead pretty steady. But every time in 3 and 4, that's where Crowder's picking up a tenth or two.
He's going to have to keep on keeping on. Battle for fifth, apologies. Certainly doing just that. Marino's got it. Cochran wants it. And Gray Walker, he would like both of those spots, please. Oh, 51!
Gray Walker's going to get one of them.
He's going to get one of them. Marino Jr. might be safe if Gray can't get him. Now here, this is not what you want to see if you're the leader. Lap car in front of you.
Let's watch the gap right here on the interval and then watch where he picks it up, because I've noticed it's going to be 3 and 4, and let's see what he's doing differently in 3 and 4 and down the front half of this racetrack.
Yeah, it's that late exit Crowder is able to pull some speed out of. Now down in 1 and 2. So we entered the corner, call it 4.70. Oh, he's going to lose time down the back. Maintain at best, but the draft with Crowder, it's helping.
Yeah, but let's watch 3 and 4. This is where Crowder's making his money at.
Oh, yeah, he gained a lot of time there, about a tenth of a second. 11 laps to go. The battle is on your screen.
I almost want to see what differently Crowder's doing from inside the car compared to what River Hayes is doing, because
great question.
Gotta be a big. If you're making up this much time, you have to be doing something different. It can't just be doing the same thing but faster.
Yeah, here's Crowder. Little lower entry. Able to wrap the line. I think that's probably it. No diamond effect.
Gotcha. And he's not putting much wheel into it at all.
No. He's probably got that brake bias dialed as far back as it'll go. Not just a brake pedal and it just shoots it into the corner.
Now this is where it's going to get tricky, because dirty air. Can you overcome dirty air in this 9 laps? I think he can.
Have to.
I don't know if he will. Oh, now he's going to try to go to the top here.
This is where you just try something different. You're going to get a great run off the exit, but you try something different because it makes River think about it.
Yeah.
That move isn't necessarily to gain you time. It's to make River go, uh-oh, he can go to the top side and still be okay. Do I have to try the top? River goes to the top. Crowder goes to the bottom. All of a sudden you have a pass for the lead. It's a reverse psychology move to try that. And look at this, right to the back bumper.
Have to protect the bottom.
Now they're both going to go high.
And I feel like, yeah, he's
there
side by side with him now. And I don't know if this is the kind of guy you can just cross over. I think you have to fight as hard as you can not to get past here.
Yeah, both of these guys are going to have to fight for this. There's no rolling over here.
This is where Crowder's been a lot faster here on entry at 3 and 4.
I think if River can
keep
the 44 pinch down, which he is, he's right on that door. Bad exit for the 44. Give the spot for the moment back to Hayes.
If you're Hayes, you can't overdrive it trying to fight, though. You have to be as efficient as possible without overstepping that boundary.
I think at this point,
doing a good job.
With only, 7 laps to go, let it hang out. You got what you got at this point in time.
You overdrive that entry and sail it off in there, that 44 is going to be gone. And
That's
you're
true.
not going to be able to catch him.
That's true.
I think you have to prevent him from getting a good exit, even if that means underdriving it a little bit, just pinching him as low as you can, making sure he has no room to drive without, blocking or doing anything dirty.
This is shaping up to be an all-time Mystic Racing League finish.
Two amazing drivers.
Times around. Two of the highest rated drivers this series has ever seen. Any of the Mystic Series have ever seen. Little door contact into 3. No harm, no foul. Hayes right on the outside of Crowder. Off of 4 again at the start-finish line. This is the gap. Not even a tire width. The difference between those two. 5 to go.
Crowder's almost clear, but Hayes is still outside of him just enough to prevent him from getting a good exit. And going to win the battle down the back straightaway, get back to the lead by, call that a few feet.
I think the move for Crowder is going to have to be a slider. I think he's going to have to charge the entry to the point where he can clear Hayes and hope he can park the bus, because even Hayes, I think, Hayes would have got him that time. Hayes got loose on the exit.
There he goes.
Oh, they're both up the track. That might be it for Hayes. Oh, he's still there.
Still there.
Wow. And look at the drive off. He might even be able to clear into 3. Side draft.
Both of these. There are 8 tires right here that are screaming for mercy.
Yes, they are. 2 drivers screaming for a little bit more speed as well. Hayes going to lead this lap.
They've been side by side for what, 6 laps or 5 laps
This
already?
is some of the most incredible 2-car racing I have ever seen on the service.
And they're outrunning Gavin Henson.
Yeah, these 2 are real men. Like, this is unbelievable.
This is awesome.
3 more times around.
And you said this place needs to be a swimming pool.
I don't know what it is about the Mystic Racing League and proving me wrong about garbage racetracks that finally come to life. It's like a Cinderella pumpkin situation whenever the MRL, Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters, comes to a racetrack that's about to be torn down. Or should be.
This is like those 2000s teen movies. You're watching the quarterback fight the nuke kid.
Someone's about to go from 3rd to 4th gear. We're just waiting for it down the backstretch. A la Talladega Nights as we come down to 1 lap to go. They're still side by side. They're leaning on each other off of 4. Hayes did not get a good run that time by. Crowder for the first time has a chance to clear down into 1. Is he able to do it? Hayes sails it up in there. They're still side by side through turn number 2. It's a dead heat. They door bang down the backstretch. The edge goes to the 44 of Crowder into turn number 3. Hayes falls back, Crowder on the pedal, crossover on the way, not enough momentum. Off of turn 4, Crowder is gonna get it done.
Wow.
Wow is right. It's not often you can see drivers side by side for whatever it was, 8 laps. Make contact maybe 6 times, and nobody really put a tire out of place.
And the one time they did, they both made the same mistake. And so it evened back out, and they just kept going.
Yeah, just incredible drive from Crowder and from Hayes. Ashton Crowder earned this one. We set it up as if it was going to be a walk in the park. If he was within 3 seconds, he'd be able to easily pass everyone and get the job done. River Hayes said, not so fast. You're going to have to earn this one. Pry it out of my hands, and Crowder was able to do so. Will be your race winner tonight. Only led 17 laps. Felt like a much more dominant effort than what it actually was.
Maybe it's just because how far out he got early that it just felt like he was in control when he wasn't in the lead.
This is kind of how it felt. Let's have a look at your results. Crowder going to get the job done. Hayes, the same way they started, 1-2. Hinson up 6 spots, will finish in 3rd. Barnes in the 4th position. Marino Jr. hangs on for a top 5. Gray Walker will finish 6th. John Merriman in the 7th spot. Jacob Cochran down to 8th. Derek Jewett, solid day in the 9th position. And Caleb Hunt, another top 10 for the 19.
11th position is Lewis in that 8 truck with Jonathan Giusheri in the 12. Anderson in the 13th position. John Holman 14th. Gary Baldwin Jr. 15th. Rich Kime 16th. Billings in 18th. Zach White 18th. Addison in 19th. And Zach King finishes 20th after starting 4th. He finished 3 laps down.
21st for Whittington, who left early after damage from Giusheri. Daytona Cross finishes 22nd. Holston, he didn't start this race until 70 laps into it and still ended up 22nd, or 23rd, I should say, in the 48. Willing finishes in 24th. Harold Tucker III did not take the green. He'll finish 25th. Jaden Walker also did not start the race in 26th. Now let's have a chat with your top 3, starting off with your winner, Ashton Crowder. Ashton, it's Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, welcome to Sofa News Victory Lane for the first time in the Truck Series for Downtown Auto Sales and Pest Buster. First off, that was the battle with Hayes, one of the most incredible 2-car battles I've ever seen on the service. Side by side for, I think it was 8 full laps coming down to the white flag. What were you thinking throughout that battle? What were you trying to do? And what was Hayes doing that was able to keep him on your outside that entire time?
Man, that was a lot of questions.
Just
Well,
tell me about it.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you about it. I mean, he had really good leverage being on the top there. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was trying to keep my nose in front of him the whole time, and at least try to. I wanted to keep him off of my door as much as I could possibly do that. Because he was kind of, well, not to get too scientific here, but he was either putting or taking side force off of my car or shoving a bunch to the left front, and it was making me tight initially on turn in, and then it was making me really loose off. And I mean, I had no idea what to do different at that point, and I felt like because I saved my tires better, I'd probably um get clear at some extent, and it just never happened. He did a really good job. I've sweat through 3 shirts today. Um, first one at the gym, second one doing a fuel run for Alpha Prime Racing, and then this one. So we gotta, you know, up the budget for shirts for
Yeah,
sure.
shirt
But
sponsor is what I'm hearing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give me Nike for sure. I'd love that. But yeah, no, I mean that was phenomenal. I was pretty scared. I'll not to boo-hoo myself here, but I was having a lot of trouble getting my equipment working correctly. It kind of like gave out like a couple laps into the race, and I was like, "You're kidding? This is really sad, and this isn't gonna work for me." And then every time I came to pit road, except that last stop, thank goodness, every time I came to pit road, something didn't go. So made me take an extra set of tires on one stop that I didn't need to take because I just pitted, so I had like a half a lap on a set of tires, and it took more. So I had to stay out on that one run. Ended up like P5 there, so it worked out. But yeah, it was really stressful, and I tried to execute the best I could, but iRacing said no, you're gonna work for this, which is honestly really fun. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, and work for it you did. I mean, you had to fight back throughout the field on that final run. I think you were back as far as 7th or so. Picked your way through the field. Ended up obviously the battle with Hayes. Was there ever a point on that run where you thought, that last 40 laps or so, where you thought, I have to be at a specific point, is in reference to the leader? I think at that time was Marino, might have been Hayes. I have to be a specific gap back within a certain amount of laps to have a shot at this?
Honestly, I felt like I had such an advantage on the long run. It really didn't matter. It it was one of those things. That probably sounds like an ego trip, but I was really good with the up and down shifts, and then keeping my rears on it, and anytime I could get clean air, like it was really simple. And I kept drive the whole run, majority of the time, and I felt like other people weren't able to do that quite as well. So for me, I kind of thought like probably 4 seconds, to be honest, was gonna be like you're cooked. Um, but the longer those runs went until I got side by side with people, if they were ghost cars, I mean, I probably would have had like a 5/10 advantage on the leader with how much I saved there. But obviously, a vacuum is not what a race is, and that's why you save as much as you do. So, but yeah, I didn't want to lose too much, but I figured as long as I kept the rears on it the way I was the entire race, I'd probably be okay. And I think the Lord it did, because if it didn't, I probably would have cried, to be honest. But
Yeah, it worked out for
here
you.
we are.
Well, we got you up here. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for the win here at Gateway?
Um, not Nice Motorsports, because they don't. I'm not actually driving for them, but the league, the league broadcast. Brennan Poole for sure. I think this is the one track that I haven't. It just hasn't worked out one way or another. I've never like actually worked with it. But Brennan helped me at Pocono all those years ago. So I think that honestly really helped me here. So shout out Brendan Poole and my family for watching, and my girlfriend.
Right on. Ashton Crowder gonna get the job done tonight. Sofa News Victory Lane welcomes you. Stay around a little while. The Sofa News 175 here at WWT Gateway. Congratulations, Ashton. We'll see you next time out.
Thank you. Yep. Y'all too.
Now we're going to move one step down the podium, and that's going to be River Hayes. River, Gavin's caught up with you. You got a copy.
Yes, I do.
Wow, River, you started second today, led 65 laps, and at the end had one of the best battles I've ever seen on iRacing or in real racing for that matter with our winner, Ashton Crowder. First of all, what more could you have done to pull off that win there late? And how much of a gap were you planning on having there towards the end if you wanted to win? And what did you think the whole time you were holding him off there for those last, I think, 9 laps?
Yeah, I think I just overestimated how much brake bias I had in the car. I think I needed to have it a little bit lower. I was struggling on late run with the right front getting wore out, and I was getting tight on entry. During that last restart, I thought I needed to get a gap, and I couldn't clear Anthony as quickly as I wanted to. And I seen him; he was just kind of riding the first couple laps of that run, and I knew he was going to catch me. I just didn't know when. I seen him coming, and I was hoping I'd get down to at least like 10 to go before he caught me, but he caught me around 15. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to hold him, but I knew I had to put the truck on his door to keep him from being able to clear me. And he eventually on the last corner just sent it so hard that I couldn't hold him. So I hate it, but it was a hell of a race. It was a hell of a watch, I'm sure. And I mean, it's Ashton Crowder. I don't know if he's still Coke driver, but ex-Coke driver.
Ex-Coke driver.
Very, very good, talented driver. So it's, I'm just happy I could stay with him, So, yeah.
Yeah, there was one of those laps where the two of you were battling, and both of you actually missed the corner. And when that happened, what was going through your mind, and how were you able to stay composed when you both recovered simultaneously and just kept going?
Yeah, no, we went off into one there, and I didn't think I braked later than normal, but for some reason we both missed the corner. It was weird. I got up real high, and it actually benefited me a little bit because he had to correct it worse than I did because I had the run on the top. But I was hoping I could get back clear, but I could not. He was just so good on the long run that it was almost impossible to stay with him. I mean, even in the first stint, I think he was he's having trouble with his force feedback or something. He let us go, and then he was mowing us down like 3/10 a lap there towards the end of the run. I was just like, Jesus, we're gonna have hell of a time holding him off at the end. But as you can see, that did happen.
But yeah, River, that was awesome to watch both of you do that. Congratulations to you getting second. Do you have anybody you want to mention, shout out, or just give props to before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out Smith's Race Development, Ryan Pelfrey, and obviously Ashton on the hell of a race. Thanks to you guys for putting on a good show.
Hey, thank you, man. That was River Hayes, our second place finisher.
One driver left on the podium, and that is Gavin Hinson. Gavin. Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
All right. Well, P3 here today at Worldwide Technology Raceway in Gateway. You made your way up from 9th position. You got a pretty good view of that battle up for the lead. Not quite able to be a part of it. What more were you missing in the 39 that could have got you up there to have a shot at the win?
Well, what I was missing is them two to take each other out. That's what I was missing. I was really hoping for it, by the way. As far as speed, I guess it was user error. I'm just not good at shifting. I hate shifting. Just not really good at it. And I didn't get any drive off. I feel like I was plowing on exit, so I have to go back and look and see where I could do it different, do a little bit better. But I didn't think I was top 5 pace. So I'm more than happy to take a 3rd place. I don't like losing, but I'll take a 3rd place. It was a really good race to have those green flag runs that we did.
Yeah, it was. We almost had that full green flag sequence. Just didn't quite work out to finish it. But you and your 39 car, you mentioned that you kind of struggled throughout the race, didn't have that top 5 pace. So how good does it feel to bring it home in the top 3 after having some other competitors with issues throughout the final few stages?
Yeah, I mean, the name of the game is points. So I was glad to get 3rd place in the stage and get 3rd place here in the race overall. It'll do a lot of good, especially how the last 2 weeks have went for me. So it'll be a good points day, and yeah, hopefully we can carry the momentum. I'm hoping I can get a win in the series. This is probably one of my best series, and just a little tough to get wins for me, but I feel like it's coming. He'll be here soon enough.
Hey, keep running like you did today. Things will work out for you. P3 for Gavin Hinson. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for a podium finish here in Gateway?
Well, I'm not going to do you like I did in past interviews, but I'm.
Look at the truck.
Yeah, just look at the truck. I mean, it's a beautiful truck.
It is.
Shout out to Rob's Custom Wraps. Robbie Adams does a great job, and we got to visit the Great Smoky Mountains, of course, North Carolina. That's where it's at. If you haven't been, go visit. It's awesome. I want to shout out my team, Waterforce Racing, Christian Barnes. Good run for him too. Hopefully he can maintain the points lead. And shout out you guys for broadcasting. You guys are awesome. You and Gavin. And yeah, on to next week.
All right, on the next week for Gavin Hinson. P3 here today. Congratulations on your finish.
Thank you.
And that will do it for the post show here in Sofa News Victory Lane. I want to thank all of our top 3 for speaking with us here this evening. But Gavin, you know what I'm about to say. That's about going to do it for us here today. What are your final thoughts from this probably should be a swimming pool, but for once put on a good race facility tonight?
I think you need to keep talking bad about every racetrack we go to.
I do think that as well.
What we need to do is we need to show up and just absolutely trash the facility we're at.
Because what I say about Charlotte, that it was great.
Race.
Awesome.
But yeah,
stuff.
it was great. I'm not even going to talk about the finish because it was so good. Just go back and watch it again if you're still watching this, because it was awesome.
And again, and again. Just keep watching it over and over again. Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters and the Sofa News 175. What a dandy of a race it was today. I mean, I didn't expect it. I don't think anybody expected it. My goodness, did it put on a show. Gavin Grubbs did a great job, as always, up in the booth. I thank Dougie Beard for the camera's supply, and everyone at Mystic Racing League for all the admin work they do, all the drivers for putting on a great show, the fans for watching along with us and cheering us on, cheering the drivers on in the chat. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of the V-Speed action you're going to see. I've been Morgan Cook. Have a great night. See you next time here on V-Speed.